The MCC Pride 22 teams have recently been announced, and I'm going to be ranking them from best to worst, starting off with the Red Rabbits. So on this team, we have Dream, George Not Found, Carl Jacobs, and Foolish Gamers. This is actually a very strong team, and I'm going to put them in first place. Dream is an S tier, a very strong player, and seeing as there aren't that many S tiers this event because it's non-canon, this team already has a huge advantage. Followed up by George Not Found, another very strong player who we've seen pop off in some past MCCs. Foolish Gamers, although he didn't do amazing last event, honestly that's just because his team wasn't so good, and I really feel like he will pop off this event. And Carl Jacobs, with just a strong team to lead him, I feel like he will also be able to do good, making this team become first place. Next up, we have the Orange Ocelots with Illumina, In the Littlewood, Snifferish, and Elena X. This is also a pretty strong team, although not nearly as strong as the Red Rabbits. Illumina, also an S tier. I'm expecting him to pop off this event, just like he did last MCC Pride. What's holding this team back is going to be Snifferish and Elena, who Snifferish actually had some potential. She was doing good near the beginning last MCC, but she kind of like lost the momentum. So if this team can keep the momentum going the whole time, Snifferish could pop off. And In the Littlewood is also a very skilled player who can pop off in certain games. So that said, I'm going to put this team in third place. Up next with the Yaks with Smager, Brienne, Shovel, and Gemini Tay. This isn't a very strong team. They're only going to really do good at team games. Like, they're not really PvP heavy team or like a movement based team. But like games like Sands of Time and Grid Runners and Billmart especially, I could totally see them popping off in, which is why I'm going to put them in 7th place. Next up, we have the Lime Llamas with Curtsy, Spifey, Ponk, and Eric. This is not a very strong team. Curtsy is like the only good player on this team. Spifey, Ponk, and Eric are like not that good, honestly. Like Punk's maybe like average, but like the rest aren't really that good. So I'm gonna put this team in 8th place. Next up, we have the Green Geckos with Valkyrie, Ludwig, Sykkuno, and Laserbeam. This is not a very strong team, just because no one really has much experience of MCC. Like Laserbeam and Ludwig have only played in one MCC, and yeah, I don't think they did amazing when they did that, and it was both a while ago, and there's been like a lot of new updates to games, so I really just don't see this team doing good. I'm going to put them in 10th place. Also, I don't know how much Valkyrie and Sykkuno play Minecraft. I honestly don't think they played that much, so they probably have little experience, which is why I'm also putting them in 10th place. Next up, we have the Cyan Coyotes with 5UP, Tubbo, V-Gumi, and Amesy. Now, this might be a bit generous, but I'm going to be putting this team in 2nd place. 5UP has been doing outstanding as of lately. Gone to the last 2 dodgebolts he's been in, and I don't see why I can't get into a 3rd. Tubbo is also a very strong player. He didn't do as well last MCC. That was mostly because they were trolling a bit. They were just playing for fun because they knew they were going to win, so that kind of ruined his placement a bit. Gumi has done a bit good sometimes, like MCC 19, I know she did well, but like MCC 20, she didn't do that as well. So if the team's doing good, she probably will do good. And Amesy, she played in MCC Rising. I didn't watch her POV, but I don't think she did horrible. So hopefully she could continue that in this MCC. And yeah, I see with 5UP's leader roles, this team is doing very good and making it to Dodgeball in 2nd place. Next up, we have the Aqua Axolotls with Tapo, Antfrost, Red Velvet, and Gizzy Gaza. I honestly don't see this team doing that good. I'm going to put them in 6th place. That's just mainly because I see them playing more for fun. Tapo and Antfrost are obviously some very strong players. But Red Velvet, honestly, he's going to do a bit of trolling. Like, I've seen a few of his tweets. He's not going to take this very seriously. He's probably going to get, almost likely going to get, like, bottom 30. Gizzy Gaza is like an average player, but he probably won't do too good either. And Tapo, like, he has actually been underperforming lately. Like, he will do good movement games. Like, his movement was actually insane last event. But yeah, like PvP games and like team games, he might not do so well at, which is why I'm going to put this team in 6th place. Next up, we have the Blue Bats, and we get to see the return of the Simmers with Excella, Kurtic Zeus, Dr. Gluon, and James Turner. Now, obviously, they're not a good team. We've seen that from the last events they played. but I honestly believe that they're better than the Green Geckos as they have more experience, and Kurt Zeus came back from a pop-off last event, so I could totally see this team not coming last and getting 9th place. Next up, we had the Purple Pandas with JoJo Solos, Carl Corvus, Captain Puffy, and Iachu. Now, I was going to place this team a lot lower. I'm actually going to put them in 5th place, just because I've seen what JoJo's been doing in the practice serve them. Like, she was reviewing Kara's VOD, like, helping her, like, go over some stuff to, like, get her better. And, yeah, this team's going to be grinding the practice server, trying to improve. JoJo, obviously a very good player. I feel like she'll just be able to lead this team to a solid 5th place. And finally, we have the Pink Parrots with Jacksepticeye, Rambo, Crank Game Plays, and Sapnap. I'm going to put this team in 4th place. They probably should be higher. Just I don't know Crank Game Plays and Jacksepticeye's skill level at Minecraft. I don't think they play that much. Sapnap obviously is a very strong player, with Rambo a solid A player. But they're going to struggle in like team games and movement games just because I don't think Jacksepticeye and Crank Game Plays are going to like be able to do well in them. So obviously PvP games will do good, but the movement games and team games are going to slow them down a bit, which is why I'm putting them in 4th place.